decision fatigue. This is the modern chronic lifestyle disease that we are exposing ourselves to, and we're not paying enough attention to see how we can resolve it. They say that we make 35,000 decisions per day. And if we assume a 24-hour full day, no sleep, that means 24 decisions per minute. And we take 2.5 seconds to make each of those decisions. That's already overwhelming enough. But what makes it worse is because there's so much noise and not enough signal, we make these decisions and we rehash them. We re-question ourselves. We redecide whether that first decision was the right one. It could be anything so small as to what do I wear today, to big decisions like what should I do with my life. There's so many opinions, options out there that we are increasingly losing our ability to think for ourselves. And when we are confused, uncertain, our brain has to work harder to process all the information, to weigh different options. Cognitive overload drops our IQ. And frameworks are the antidote to cognitive overload. If you're new here, hi, I'm Vicky. I talk about frameworks for clear thinking and clear communications. And today we have 3 rules of thirds that help me reduce that mental overwhelm, that help me think for myself and get to where I want to be when I make decisions. So let's get to the first one. First, motivation management. This one comes from Olympian Alexei Pappas. I loved taking sport frameworks for performance into the work world because rising through the ladder, making money, dealing with all those people is a sport in itself. And this one actually comes from her Olympian coach who said that if you're chasing a big goal, you should feel happy a third of the time, feel okay a third of the time, and honestly feel crappy a third of the time. And if you're roughly in this range, you know you're doing something right. And flip it the other way. If you are cruising through, that means you're probably not pushing yourself enough. And if you're really feeling terrible about everything, then something's probably got to change. And the other bonus of this rule of thirds is when things are not going right, when you're having one of those crappy days, it's a lot easier to manage yourself by saying, yeah, it's one of those crappy moments. I am supposed to feel a third of my feelings in that camp. Because as much as everyone loves to say, oh, work should feel like play, it's not always going to be easy. Play is not always easy. Usually it's challenging if you've played video games or you play sports before. So this one is perfect for managing motivation. 2, time management. Time is a limited resource, and we want to split our time in thirds again. First, the strategy and planning phase. Then is deep focus work. And then is communication and collaboration. This helps us find signal because first we want to evaluate our work and see what is happening. Do I even spend time in these 3 buckets? And how can I tweak them? A classic example is I spend way too much in the third where it's meetings every single day. I don't have time to do any focus work. So when performance review comes around, I don't have anything to show for it. Or it could be I'm doing all of the focus work I can because I can control my time. But the thing is, I don't feel comfortable going out there, collaborating with other people, building relationships. Then that's another way you could change. Or for most people, actually, it's strategy and planning. Actually, we don't have time to do that. It's given to us. We're just following other people's priorities. So how can I bring back some of that control over what is my strategy at work? Where am I trying to get to? How can I get there? So that's a moment to think about how you spend your time. The third rule of third is about decision making. It's a meta framework for thinking about decisions. I've talked about the decision journal for personal decision making, but at work, we want to, again, focus on 3 thirds. 1, data driven. What do the numbers say? Right, let's base it on facts and patterns that we can't see otherwise. Number 2 is even if we have numbers, we want to check with our experience and intuition. Does this make sense? I really think this is an overlooked area of decision making. I even made another video about this. Then once you have that, still you want stakeholder input, especially at work. You can borrow other people's experience, intuition, and you can borrow their data by showing this to someone else, getting their input on what they think. Roughly, is this right? Is this within the ballpark? Do they know something that you don't know? You can come up with a well-rounded decision. And at the core of it all, it's all about framework thinking. Check it out here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.